Second.
Meeting to order, 6 o'clock. Today is July 1, first day of the new fiscal year. Last fiscal year was superb from the standpoint of finances and everything else involved. And I thank all the department heads that are involved in that to keep the money where it needs to be. We've got several people that are going to be introduced tonight, but as normal, we start our meetings with a prayer and a pledge, and I've got our new Chief of Police, Mitchell Turner. He's going to lead us in a prayer tonight. Chief.
Eternal God, our Father, we thank you again for this day. We thank you, Lord, for this another opportunity that we can come together and be as one as a community. We ask you now, Lord, to bless the leaders of this great city. We ask that you hold us close together, that one won't fall for the other. We ask you, Lord, to lead us, guide us in the way that you would have us to go. Now open up our hearts and mind at this meeting, that you will show us what we need to know, and you will be mindful, Lord, to give you the praise and all the glory. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Remain standing for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before I get to this first item on here, I've got Marshall Crawley. I told Marshall to come tonight. We brought him back home. Stand up, Marshall, please. Everyone on the board knows Marshall. He's at the fitness center, second in command down there behind Miss Sue McLemore. We brought Marshall back home, Mr. Beard. Is that okay with you? Are you with me?
No.
But Marshall, we're glad to have you back.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be back. I would stay a little longer, but I asked Ms. Sue if it was okay to be around for just 1 minute just to meet the board. And the mayor invited me too, so I'm here and I'm going to have to get back to the wellness situation.
Good to see you.
All right.
Thank you, Marshall.
All right, good to see you.
Once again, I appreciate everyone for being here tonight. See how your city government works. First item on the agenda, consider the June 3rd, 2019 minutes as printed and delivered in the agenda package.
So moved, Mayor.
Second.
Mr. Chibnall makes the motion, Mr. Fedway the second. Discussion. Mr. Chibnall?
Yes.
Mr. Hankins?
Yes.
Ms. Treadway?
Yes.
Ms. Alston?
Yes.
Mr. Beard?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Consider the June 2019 financial statement as printed and delivered in the agenda package.
So moved.
Second.
Is that Mr. Hankins? Mr. Hankins made the motion, Ms. Alston the second. Discussion. Kind of like I said, the budget through 12 months, of course, there'll be some bills that'll still come out of this budget that'll come this month of July, but all the departments in good shape, and I appreciate that and the job that was done in keeping the finances in check. Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Beard?
Yes.
Ms. Alston?
Yes.
Mr. Chibnall?
Yes.
Mr. Hankins?
Yes.
Ms. Treadway?
Yes.
Correspondence. Thank you from Mr. Randy Danley. You want to read that, Ms. Donna?
Addressed to the city of Ripley, thanks for the flowers sent in memory of my mom. I feel a special bond between myself and all city employees and the mayor and board of aldermen and alderwomen. Thanks for your thoughts and prayers, Randy.
That was nice, Randy. Introduction of newly certified officer George Shemper, Chief Turner.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and Board of Aldermen and women. We have a new officer who just recently graduated from the Tennessee Law Enforcement Training Academy, and we are absolutely proud of him that he went through a 12-week course of training and classroom, and he was able to graduate this past 2 Fridays ago in Nashville, Tennessee, Donaldson, Tennessee. And I want to introduce our newly certified officer, Officer Jordan Shepard. Please stand and give him a hand, please.
Come on up there, Jordan. I called your grandmother and told your grandmother to come.
All right. Also, sir,
How does the paper want to do with the pictures?
y'all want to take a
Give with his grandmother, give Miss Butterworth.
Chief, you need to be in the picture too?
Yeah.
I did, I think, it may be crooked. Okay, it's Butterworth.
You didn't know she was coming, did you, Jordan?
No, sir, not at all.
Also, sir, if you don't mind, I want to introduce new promoted officers in the Ripley Police Department. I want you all to know that I'm proud of these men. They've shown themselves to be dedicated to the cause, and that cause is to protect and serve the city of Ripley. We have 2 sergeants that were promoted, and Alderman Hankin was involved with the promotion process. I want our 2 sergeants to stand that were recently promoted. Patrolman Sam Starks was promoted to sergeant. He's over 3rd shift. And Patrolman Neal was promoted also to sergeant. He's sergeant over 2nd shift. Give them a hand if you don't mind. We have 1 lieutenant that was promoted. Sergeant Rayner, please stand. Sergeant Rayner is now a lieutenant on 1st shift. He was the only sergeant that was eligible at the time to be promoted to lieutenant. So this is our newly appointed and promoted Lieutenant Rayner, Dan Rayner. And these 2 guys right here have really helped us in the department. These 2 guys I promoted to captain, and they have really been supportive to me. They have sort of brought me along to where I needed to be, the things I did not know. They have certainly helped me, and I want my 2 captains to please stand. Captain Kirkpatrick, he was promoted to captain, and also Captain Crook. I'm thinking about the cartoon. Captain Crook. Both of those guys were promoted to captain, and certainly this whole crew, and also Officer Jordan Shepard. I'm so proud of all of these guys. I'm proud of all these police officers on the law enforcement, on the police department. Thank you, fellas.
Thank you, Chief.
Well, you know, we just came back from the Tennessee Municipal League Conference in Memphis a week ago, and the word had gotten out about the new police chief in Ripley, and they were bragging on you. Yeah.
All right.
So the word is out in West Tennessee.
Okay.
Yeah.
We try to do our very best.
Like I tell them all, and I've told you several times, I said the only thing is, he's been a tomcat, he's got to be a tiger.
That won't change.
Okay.
Thank you, gentlemen. It's a tough job and appreciate what you do.
Consider to accept the resignation of City Court Clerk Mary Barnett, effective July the 4th, 2019. And Miss Mary is back here today. Everyone knows her. She's been with us. How many years you been with us, Miss Mary?
Talk about 15.
15, yeah.
Now, do we have to vote on the resignation?
I'll make a motion, Mayor. Second.
Okay. Got a motion by Mr. Chipman and a second by Mr. Hankins to accept the resignation of Miss Mary Barnett as city court clerk. Any discussion? Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Beard?
Yes.
Ms. Alston?
Yes.
Ms. Treadway?
Yes.
Mr. Chipman?
Yes.
Mr. Hankins?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, and then the next line, consider the appointment of Angie Smith as city court clerk effective 7/4/19 on the recommendation of city judge Tracy Brewer Walker, that this is an appointment like all the other department heads are. When a new mayor is put in office, these are one of the appointments, city court clerk. And I've got Miss Angie here. Stand up, Miss Angie, so everyone knows you've been working part-time in there, which is, what, 1 day a week?
2 days a week.
2 days a week, okay. And that's Miss Angie Smith. I've got the judge back here, the city court judge. Do you recommend this lady, Judge Walker?
Yes, I don't really want to accept the resignation of Ms. Barnett, but, you know, you can't control those type of things, but Ms. Barnett has trained Ms. Smith, and so it would seem to be the best thing possible to have somebody that already been trained in that position to take over after her resignation. So yes, I do want you to know that I'm recommending Ms. Smith for that position.
Okay. I need a motion up here.
So moved.
Mr. Hankins makes the motion, Ms. Treadway the second. Discussion?
Is this a full-time position, or is it for part-time?
It's full-time.
Any other discussion? Mr. Chipman?
Yes.
Mr. Hankins?
Yes.
Ms. Treadway?
Yes.
Ms. Alston?
Yes.
Mr. Beard?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Congratulations, Ms. Smith, on your appointment. Thank you, Judge. Consider ratification of Private Act Chapter 23, amending Ripley Charter. You all got that in your paperwork. I need a motion on that.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Davis makes the motion, Mr. Chipman second. Any questions? Now, what is all involved in this change, Counselor?
This is just the change on the timing of the city elections.
This was, we got this in the packet.
In the original draft that MCAS proposed, there were other changes. I think that there was one that subsequently you all took some issue with, but there were many others that addressed obsolete provisions of the charter, which were also deleted, along with the motion to only address the election timing. So I think at some point you're going to need to go back and address those. It's a shame it wasn't done consistently or simultaneously with this, but you'll need to go back and address those at some point. There were an awful lot of obsolete provisions that should have been removed from the charter this round that were not.
Now, did I get a motion in a second?
Yes.
Any other discussion?
Is there a limit to how many times you can amend your charter or any of that nature?
There's
Or
not a
time limit or
limit,
so
but
many years,
there's
yeah?
a limit to your political capital and asking sponsors to, and asking legislators to sponsor bills.
Ms. Treadway?
Yes.
Mr. Hankins?
Yes.
Mr. Chipman?
Yes.
Mr. Beard?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Ms. Alston?
Yes.
Consider grant contract between the State of Tennessee Department of Tourist Development, the City of Ripley, in the amount of $31,500. We were awarded that tourism grant. What is our match on that, Ms. Donna? $1,500 or
I believe it's 5%.
5%? stage, we received the tourism grant for permanent stage down at the park. Anything else about it, Mr. Danley?
No, sir, along with that grant, we, I think the max you could apply for was $75,000. We applied for the max to do some improvements around the pool area as well. And then when we got the email, they accepted the stage and didn't accept the pool. But they were talking about how stiff the competition was for the grants. I think they awarded 50-something grants out of a lot more than that application, a particular exact number. But we actually had that, some type of amphitheater in our 10-year master plan in year number 7 for a substantial amount more. But then when this came up, we applied for that. And we'll see where it goes.
Mr. Mayor, Randy has worked awful hard on this a long time. We were hoping more than we got. We were looking for money to renovate the 2 bathrooms at the pub, and maybe enough to renovate the 2 bathrooms at the pavilion, but they did not approve that. I think, Randy, I don't know a lot about the stage. I just only ask that I'd be kept informed of any plans or any drawings that y'all come up with, and let me look at them before it's built. That's all I ask. Thank you, sir.
I need a motion.
I'll make the motion. Second.
Mr. Chitton makes the motion, Ms. Alston second. Any further discussion? I mean, I've seen a picture of the stage, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's really nice.
The city amount is $1,500.
5% of 31.5. Not a bad match, 5%. Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Beard?
Yes.
Ms. Alston?
Yes.
Ms. Treadway?
Yes.
Mr. Hankins?
Yes.
Mr. Chipman?
Yes.
Okay. Consider reappointment of Mr. Barry Bates to Ripley Gas, Water, and Wastewater Board for 5-year term beginning July 2019, ending June 2024. Mr. Bates is here. Mr. Davis being the liaison on that board.
Well, Mayor, if it seems like just yesterday we appointed Mr. Bates to the board, that's true. Well, it was about 6 months ago, he was appointed to fulfill the unexpired term of George Terrell, who had to resign from the board. He relocated his primary residence. And we appointed Mr. Bates, and he's beginning to understand what's going on, doing a very good job. I'd like to make a motion that we approve this appointment.
Second.
Mr. Davis makes the motion, Ms. Alston second. Discussion.
Are you sure, Mr. Bates? Thank you. You want to do this? Oh, yeah. Okay. Always good to check, just make sure.
We appreciate your,
We haven't voted on it, Mayor.
Mr. Davis,
Yes.
Mr. Beard,
Yes.
Ms. Alston.
Yes.
Mr. Chipman,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Hankins.
Yes.
Ms. Treadway.
Yes.
Congratulations, Mr. Bates.
Now it's official.
y'all. Thank you.
Well, you won't have to come back here because it wasn't very long ago, was it?
It was 6, 7 months, I don't remember exactly.
You got 5 years this time. When was it?
8 or 9 months ago, I
Okay. Well, we welcome you to come up here, other than when you're put on the board, so come at least 4 or 5 years. Thank you. Consider resolution authorizing the city of Ripley to participate in the Public Entity Partners, Safety Partners Matching Grant Program. You want to elaborate on that, Ms. Donna?
This grant is available to us. It would be actually a $2,500 grant, but this is for equipment that we have already purchased in the fire department. So it would just be a reimbursement, just applying for it because it isn't of availability. So,
You going to make the motion, Ms. Alston?
Second.
Mr. Hankins?
We met.
I hope so. Discussion. Ms. Alston?
Yes.
Mr. Hankins?
Yes.
Mr. Chipman?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Treadway?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Beard?
Yes.
Okay. Consider bid tabs for surplus real property open 10 a.m. June the 21st, 2019. Y'all got a list of those? What do we need to know about that, Ms. Donna?
The bids that you see are the ones that were complete. We had several properties that the bid did not include all of the, it only had the 095. It didn't have a direct description of each piece of the property, and I talked to the bidder and explained that to him, and he was fine with, he did correctly on 2 of the items that he bid, and all the others he omitted, so he was fine with that. So what you have in front of you are the bids that were qualified, that were bid correctly.
You want to read those out?
Yes, sir, I will. We have on 187 Chickasaw, we had 2 bids. Ray Robertson bid $1,000, Quincy Hubbard $300. On Dandridge, Quincy Hubbard bid $800. Dawn Avenue, Quincy Hubbard $100. Heron Road, it's 095 KV 20, Mike and Angie Almond, $225. And on Highland Street, they bid on 095 JA 26, Mike and Angie Almond, $525. 278 Highland Street Extended, Mark Johnson, $250. 109 Maple, we had 2 bids. One, Stevie Lee bid $111.11, and Quincy Hubbard bid $200. 211 Nelson Street, Quincy Hubbard bid $200. Sunset Drive, 095 KA 11, Mark Johnson $500, and 205 Tishner, Quincy Hubbard $100. So we had 2 properties with 2 bidders. Of course, Ray Robertson was the high bid on 187 Chickasaw, and Quincy Hubbard was the high bid on 109 Maple. And then there was only 1 bid on all the others.
So the high bidders, if they decline, we go to number 2 on those 2?
That's right, the board could accept the high bid, and if for some reason they decline, we could approve the next bid.
Now, would you notify these people?
Yes, sir, they'll be notified tomorrow, and of course, they need to come in and pay their money, and then we would prepare the deed.
How long are we going to give them to pay? Whatever this board wants. Yeah, I need a motion on all these people, and put a time limit in there too, please, whoever makes the motion.
I'll make the motion. We accept the highest bid with that secondary, if someone's interested. And is 30 days too much, too little, about right?
I think that.
That's fair?
No, I think we should do it a lot less than that.
Less than that?
Yeah.
Would you give them a week, 2 weeks? They got to know what's going on, I mean, they're prepared to.
Well, we got 2 holidays this week, so
Yeah.
10 days.
2 weeks, July 15th.
July 15th would be.
That's.
Okay, we got a motion by Mr. Hankins, any second?
Second.
Mr. Chipman, second, any discussion? Mr. Chipman?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Treadway?
Yes.
Mr. Hankins?
Yes.
Mr. Beard?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Ms. Alston?
Yes.
Okay. Handicap parking, north side of the square, update, Chief Turner. Did you know this was on here?
Yeah,
Okay.
the recommendation was made because when I was going around the square talking, but I think the person that can really let you in on what would really need to be done is Mr. John.
What you're gonna have is the 4 parking places there. The 2 outside parking places is about 104 inches. The 2 inside parking places are around 114 inches apart. So it'd be up to the board to determine if they want to allow or put the handicap parking place in that area.
Is that enough room? Is it not enough room?
Well, the one we
What's your
got over in front of Mr. Paul Lagoon building, it's on the outside, it's 104 inches. It's on one of the outside ones. And I guess we've heard no complaints from that
What are the complaints we're hearing? I mean, what's the deal?
one. I think they just approached the chief that they want a handicap in front of the Dazzles there. Is that correct, chief?
She had asked for this before, and after the last board meeting, I went over, we had put a handicap parking, excuse me, we had put handicap parking in front of what at one time was a doctor's office for the elderly or handicapped that needed assigned parking. And I noticed that we had made no modifications to the parking spot, and that's when I thought to myself, if we could do the parking spot in front of Dazzles, that would open to the flower bed area, and that way a person could get out and wouldn't be quite as confined with the car next to them, for the driver's door to be where it would swing over the little island there. Would be my recommendation. In fact, based on what you're telling us, we wouldn't lose any parking spaces. That one would just be designed handicap. And could we possibly remove the one that's on, what's that, the south side, the west side of the
That's all
square?
we do.
Yeah, yeah, remove that one. There's a barrier to keep them from pulling up too far. Remove that one and remove the sign, and it's not going to be a major problem. And so I'd like to make the motion that we designate one of the parking spots, most likely the one to the left, where you've got those 4 parking spots. Take the parking barrier up in front of Paul Lagoon's building and the sign and move it there.
I'll second it.
Can you do that, Mr. Ford?
Yes, sir.
Got a motion and a second, any further discussion?
Is this any part of, is the parking scheme layout any part of a plan that has to be approved with downtown development? I know that obviously the square revitalization, and that changed the parking grid. So does,
Mr. Lee Johnston.
I don't think it would, based on we've already changed one from
well,
public to handicap.
In light of that, I would amend my motion to say, subject to approval to downtown development.
well, and I don't know whether
Yeah.
that is or not. This is
Yeah.
just,
But at least it would give,
Get the ball rolling.
get the ball rolling, and by next board meeting, we can have a handicap parking spot there. Subject to
Yeah, what I
downtown.
recall was just like a number of handicap spots in ratio to number of regular spots. We're not making a change in that, of course.
No.
The reason I would.
I just
Really
didn't
not
know
changing
whether in getting the grant, that there was any sort of approval for the grid, and in changing that grid, you had to get any subsequent approval.
For that part, no.
I don't
Okay.
remember
And the
that
other thing
meeting.
is, in that area and in changing this, is that space going to be ADA compliant?
That was,
We'll know tomorrow.
The mayor,
Okay.
That's what he does.
Well, he threw out 104 inches and 114, but just asking whether that's ADA compliant.
Mr. Johnston.
Thank you, Mayor. I believe that if we're just swapping locations of handicap, because shouldn't be a problem, because right in front of Dazzles is going to be in the same grid, in the same area. So we're not losing anything, we're just switching locations. So I think that, I feel sure that my board would go along with that, which shouldn't be a problem.
I'm more concerned about the size of the space than ensuring that it's ADA compliant, because right now we're working on a compliance plan.
Got a meeting in the morning.
Exactly. So, we're going from a distinct number of parking spaces in that area to making one of them large enough to be handicapped and ADA compliant, so.
and I know the discussion was going, for a regular vehicle, not a van accessibility. And van access does have to be a lot larger.
yeah.
Well, I'm not in my motion asking for van accessibility, just merely handicap parking.
Okay, Mr. Davis made the motion,
Did you amend your motion?
He did.
Subject to downtown development's
Will you
approval.
amend my second thing?
and, okay.
Any other discussion?
Austin, now what business is affected by this?
Well, there would be Dazzle's, a beauty shop. There would be All of Heroes, I guess you'd call it an entertainment shop. There's an attorney office. Yeah, you're right, excuse me.
There's another, beauty
There's a
salon down
furniture
the,
company.
there's a restaurant down that same
Yeah.
street.
I
Furniture
mean, it's
store.
not for one business, it's just to have one on that side of the square.
There's a bondsman's office.
Yeah, Keely's office.
Several.
Not a
Presently,
handicap, I don't believe.
the only
Spot.
handicap are on the interior, none on around.
None on that
Business
portion.
lines.
Over there.
Yeah, we're not adding on, we're just moving it, so I don't,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think we need
that's
to
all
get
we're
it.
doing, moving one spot to the other.
Hopefully.
Well, I would think anytime that you add a handicap that you're probably even in better keeping than you would be without.
So we're not,
We're not eliminating.
right, we're not eliminating one when we move it from where it is. And we did that one just before the doctor's office, because people were having trouble getting it out, so I would say the community probably run anywhere.
Well, the reason we
Of course, that's
mentioned
lots of
Dazzle's
years,
is
that's
because
the
it was her request.
Any further discussion? Ms. Treadway?
Yes.
Mr. Hankins? Mr. Chipman?
Yes.
Mr. Davis? Yes. Mr. Beard?
Yes.
Ms. Alston?
Yes.
That covered first page. Consider contract agreement between University of Tennessee and City of Ripley to provide exercise recreational facilities for students, faculty, and staff of the UT Martin Ripley Center for a period August 1, 2019 through 7/31, July the 31st, 2021, at $750 per semester.
I think that's just renewing it, isn't it, Mayor?
What
We
happened?
already have an agreement with them?
Hey, are you okay with that price, Mr. Damon? I mean, is that fair enough?
It's
Money
worked
wise?
so far, and I don't think there's a huge participation out of UT Martin, so
There's not 2 or 3 in
we're
there.
not out anything on this.
Right.
I mean, this is up a little bit. Initially, it was less than that, wasn't it?
Well, the 750 is what we had the last go round.
$750 per semester, is that correct?
First
That's
semester.
right.
Do we have 3 semesters in a year or just 2?
Great.
3.
You may be remembering, they had an initial trial period with
That's
us.
right.
So that they could monitor how many were actually using it, and the fitness center could monitor how many were actually using it and what would be required. And then we arrived at a different price. So that may be what you're remembering.
Did I
Here, I'm
hear?
gonna make the motion.
Okay, Mr. Chipman makes the motion, Mr. Hankins second. Any further discussion? Ms. Chipman?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Hankins?
Yes.
Ms. Treadway?
Yes.
Ms. Alston?
Yes.
Mr. Beard?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
That cover everything? Department reports, y'all got those? Devco, Mr. Hankins, anything you need to tell us?
No. Let's ask them.
It's not. July the 11th, is going to be a big day. We'll have the Funk Monsters up here. We'll have 2 food trucks. One of them will be a dessert food truck. The other will be a regular food truck up here. During that time, they will perform from 7 till 10. But before that, we're going to have a Tomato Kids Parade at 6. I'm asking, got applications at the Bank of Ripley. We've had them online, we have them in paper, and I think the Chamber's got some too. So, like to line up in front of the old Maze Donovan building at 5:30. So we'll have a little parade. So we'll have a big crowd for that. So that's the big thing that we've got going on there.
Ms. Worrells with the Chamber?
Sir? Yes, sir. Just getting ready for the Tomato Festival, July the 12th and the 13th in the Ripley City Park, working with Mr. Johnson. We've got our mascots, Tommy Tomato and Baby Heirloom. Also, Miss Lauderdale County Shelby Odom will be at all the events. It's going to be hot. We've got lots of vendors. We're going to try something new this year. We will not have a carnival in the park. We just found out a week ago there's some issues with DOT and our carnival company, but we've got the petting zoo, we've got pony rides, and we've got bouncy houses. I think it's going to be more cost effective for the kids kids in the community. You pay $10 for a bracelet and you can enjoy everything over there all day long. Where the wristbands have been $20 and $25. So I think it's gonna work well in our community, us being in a distressed county. But I just want to say a special thank you to Randy Danley and his guys for all their hard work. And Johnny, we could not do what we do, and the fire department for manpower. We could not do what we do, and we're very excited to work with Chief Turner this year. He has assured me that we're gonna all work well together and we're not gonna have any problems this year. So it takes every one of us to make a successful event, and I just want to say thank everyone for helping us.
Stay standing. Board, everything you see here in the front, we were the showcase of the Tennessee Municipal League. There were eight municipalities that were showcasing their wares. Ripley outshowed everybody. Everyone was talking about Ripley. 3 West Tennessee communities. And Miss Worrells and her crew were responsible for that. The fire chief went down, they worked Saturday. We got down there Sunday afternoon and started the conference. But it was really nice, and I want to personally thank you, Susan, for what you did for the city of Ripley and at the TML conference.
We did really good. She was really good.
Anything with WTRB, Mickey? Stand up, please, ma'am. You want to tell us anything? Well, you've never been at a loss for words.
I was just, I'm recording the meeting tonight so that we can have that on the air tomorrow. I'm taking notes as well.
We appreciate you coming. Thank you. Okay, and I've made my comments, Mayor's comments. Anything, Mr. Davis?
Garbage pickup for Thursday will be Wednesday, Mr. Ford.
Friday.
It will be Friday? Okay, thank you.
Mr. Beard?
I'd like to ask the chief. I know you have plus 272 arrests, traffic tickets. Why increase so much?
Well, sir, I must say that I'm proud of the guys. They are out doing work. They're working hard, and this is part of their 8-hour shift. And we don't want to pay our guys for 8 hours if they don't have activity. We call it activity. You call it tickets. We call it activity. And you can see, as you see the paper, there is lots of activity going on with the police department. There are speeders. There are police officers. We must stop speeders. And you also can see that the accidents have gone down as well.
That's good. Thank you.
I mean, I get calls all the time about wanting the police to set up in people's driveways and private property and all that kind of stuff. I mean, did you want to address that, Mr. Hankins, as the liaison?
Yeah, well, I mean, there was some talk at last meeting about not wanting us to become a mason or some, in other words, some sort of and the point that I made, and I stand by, I'm not a police officer, don't claim to be, but if you're not breaking the law, you're not going to get a ticket anyway. And so, at the end of the day, the speed limit is what the speed limit is, and if you're exceeding that, you're taking a chance of getting a speeding ticket. I think everybody knows that when they're getting a seat to drive. And now you do the same thing, you can get on your telephone with your hand. Can't touch it anywhere with your hand, as I understand, Counselor. I don't know how that's going to be enforced, but again, I'm not a police officer, no one. But I appreciate seeing things like 50 tickets written on Highway 51, because I'm telling y'all, between city limits south and north, there are especially big trucks traveling through there at high rates of speed consistently. You see where the department's written 160 tickets. I guarantee they could have written 320 or 580, whichever they want to do if they wanted to. So I have no problems with it. I appreciate the police department doing its job as far as those things are concerned, and I say keep on with it.
Well, I had a call either Friday night or Saturday night, 8 or 9 o'clock at night, about a gentleman complaining about an issue. And I called dispatch, and dispatch sent somebody to this location, and I asked them to, but dispatch told me at that particular moment, they had stopped the car that was going 90 miles an hour on the 4-lane. And as soon as they finished that they would go to where I requested them to go, where this individual was complaining about something. So, I mean, there's some high rates of speed being driven, and it needs to be corrected. There's no question about it.
Somebody's going to get hurt up and down 51. Because they're going, blowing by Walmart, blowing by the Exxon, and then just.
I think that's what dispatch told me, wasn't
Yes,
it,
sir.
90 miles an hour?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I see big trucks run that red light going, north or south, and it didn't hit me because I happened to be looking.
Ms. Alston?
Just want to say it's good to see Chaplain Nolan's back again, and he's doing well, and I'm proud to see you doing better. Chief, did you have anything?
No, ma'am.
And the reason I said that, Mayor, was Johnny said that I don't brag on my fire department anymore, and Randy, I don't want Randy to think that they're the best, but I just want to appreciate Chief Worlds for all that you in the department do. Thank you so much.
Ms. Treadway?
I want to thank Johnny for all the hard work he's been doing, especially outside of here.
That's beautiful.
And I met the young lady that's been working with him, and she is a hard worker. And I couldn't do what she do. But thank you, Johnny, because I see you out visually all the time.
And that's going to be more protection against those truck trailers driving through there and everything else too. I saw it on this point.
Yeah, thank you for what you're doing out there, Johnny. It looks beautiful. And talking about that lady the other day, I was in City Hall. She took her shoes off and was walking barefooted because her shoes were muddy and she didn't want to dirty the place up. Mr. Hankins?
Sir?
Yeah, anything you want to say?
You know me, I keep to myself.
Mr. Chipman?
Mayor, everybody up here is bragging on their department, especially Ms. Austin. And she just jealous because you never will have the department that the Park and Rec will have. So thank you, Ms. Austin.
Let me just say this. One of the big things that I picked up at the Tennessee Municipal League the other day was we went to a session, I think Ms. Alston was in there too, what you need to do to recruit industry. And the 5 things that were highlighted were workforce skills, transportation, workforce development, higher ed, and utilities. And out of the 5, we are addressing 4. The only one that we have a problem with is transportation. And what I mean by transportation is access to an interstate. If we are equal with another community and they're closer to I-40, that was the transportation end of it. But these other things we are addressing. And then it said, then another thing I got out of another session, to improve recruitment, give better incentives, improved workforce, lower taxes, pass right to work bill, of course we have that in the state, and fund infrastructure. And we are doing all those things. So, and then I checked with Ms. Donna on the financial end, on a financial conference I went to, and we're A-okay there. So, but it was a good conference, and it was very, very interesting. So at this point, I'll make the motion. Anything, City Recorder, Treasurer? Okay. I'll make the motion that we adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you, Ms. Francis.